This is Twit.
The U.S.'s surveillance court has created a secret body of law giving the NSA the power to collect data on Americans in order to follow not just terrorism suspects, but also people possibly involved in nuclear activity, espionage, and cyber attacks, say officials. Some of these findings are over 100 pages long and reveal that the court has taken on quite a bit more power by assessing broad constitutional questions, establishing precedents, and without public scrutiny, according to current and former officials familiar with the court's classified decisions.
The Washington Post reports that there are a group of lawyers from the FBI, the Departments of Defense, Justice, and Homeland Security whose job was ensuring that surveillance requests got fulfilled quickly and confidentially. The agreements didn't allow surveillance, but made sure the companies had a secure way to give the data over to the U.S. government. The first major agreement was the Network Security Agreement signed back in September 2003 by Tier 1 carrier Global Crossing.
Facebook has started rolling out the advanced search feature it announced earlier this year to all users in the U.S. It's called Graph Search, and it allows users to conduct more advanced searches like restaurants in San Francisco that my friends like, or photos of my family before 1995, and get detailed results. It would be a few weeks before everybody who uses Facebook using U.S. English setting is going to see the new feature, but several hundreds of millions of people are going to start getting it this week, the company told ABC News.
Bloomberg reports that way back in 2010, Don Matrick was in active negotiations with Mark Pincus. The goal of the talks was for Microsoft to acquire Zynga. Obviously, that didn't happen, but somewhere in a parallel universe, Haloville exists, and it's awful.
Western governments are set to target a range of loopholes, tax loopholes, used by technology companies, big ones like Apple, Amazon, and Google, as part of an international effort to tackle corporate tax avoidance. A draft action plan seen by Reuters has said. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, or OECD, which advises mainly rich nation members on economic and tax policies, has been charged by the G20 group of countries with formulating measures to stop big companies shifting profits into tax havens.
Microsoft will be ending its MSN TV service on September 30th. MSN TV, formerly known as Web TV, brought something called the Internet to something called a television.
What?
Microsoft alerted MSN TV subscribers via email and said it was a difficult decision to end the service. But how will we get Internet on our TVs now, Microsoft? What should we do?
I think they're just way before their time.
Maybe.
Yeah, Web TV. It's a good idea. A slew of popular apps for iPhone and iPad have gone free today in order to celebrate 5 years since Apple launched the App Store. Got a lot of games like Infinity Blade 2, Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery EP, Where's My Water, Badland, Tiny Wings, all for free alongside apps like Tractor DJ, Day One, How to Cook Everything, and Barefoot World Atlas. Some of these apps are usually a lot more than free, so get them while they're hot.
$10 to $20. I downloaded them anyway.
Yeah.
New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman says that Verizon is violating a state order because Verizon is telling customers in parts of Fire Island to accept wireless phone service instead of repairs to landlines. Service was disrupted in that area due to Hurricane Sandy. Schneiderman says Verizon is trying to depart from a century of telephone service regulation and wants to fine the company $100,000 per day. Verizon says it hasn't violated the state order, and its offer for wireless service is optional.
Researchers at the MIT Media Lab have put together a visual family tree of sorts of your Gmail life with a tool called Immersion. What does that mean? Well, it's a web app, and once you grant it permission to basically access your Gmail, we'll dig through your email history and put together a people-centric view of your email life. So the senders, recipients, even people who are CC'd, timestamps within your email are all part of the data that it pulls together. It doesn't pull subject lines or actual bodies of your messages, just really the people. But the end result is kind of an interesting cluster of who you've talked to, and depending on how long you've had a Gmail account, for quite a few years.
GPS company Garmin announced the HUD, which will place navigation instructions on your windshield. The HUD is a small device you'd place on your dashboard that projects your instructions on a piece of film on the glass. The HUD itself is not a GPS. You'll have to pair it with Garmin's Street Pilot or Navigon apps for phones. It's going to cost about $130, and it's coming out this summer.